No, I don't want to mix with this. I don't feel this. I want to work with them too.
Space above the head.
You don't know how to do it.
You came down there, bro. Introduce the space.
All right, my friends, I'll just wait for Miss Evora to get back and we will go live. Awesome, you look so good today. The power couple, I love it. Let's go ahead and share my video. And let's stop share and make sure everything is looking good. You guys look amazing.
Let me turn my phone
All
off.
right, wonderful, wonderful. Let me make sure everything's showing up on Facebook. Perfect, it looks great. Thank you so much, William and Evora, we for short. Excited to have you here. I wore my purple chakra today in honor of the royalty that I am with.
You're too kind, too kind. How are you doing?
I am well. I just finished up my October challenge. It's hard to believe that we just met a couple of short months ago. Boy, how time flies, right?
It sure does. It sure does.
Well, I am so appreciative of you trusting me with your business. I'm excited for what I have to share with our audience today. So just to give a little bit of background to everyone who is joining us, this is William and Evora Baker, and Evora and I met back in November, but it wasn't the right time. And in August of this year, she circled back and came to my 3-day masterclass. She fell in love with me and I fell in love with her, but we had to convince Mr. William that I was the right one to help them with their business. So they made a couple of calls and talked with a couple of people who had already worked with me, and they decided to go ahead and pull the trigger and build their business on autopilot with Facebook ads. And so I'm excited because this week, last Monday, October 10th, we launched their very first ever Facebook ad, and we're seeing great results. Yes, let's party, seeing great results. So without further ado, let me introduce you to William and Evora Baker. Please share yourselves with my audience.
Hello, welcome.
And hello, and let me tell you that it's one of the best decisions that we've ever made. We sit back and I watched and it's like, we need to get in, and it was great. And Cecilia has been just absolutely wonderful. I am not as skilled in technology as William is, so it's been a process for me. But the beauty of Cecilia, and this is what I truly appreciate, is she met me where I was and helped me to move forward in what I'm doing.
You know, Beth Midler has a song that she sings. This song, one of my favorite songs, is "The Wind Beneath My Wings."
Oh, wow.
And so I use the analogy of an airplane taking off, and that's what we were. But Cecilia has been the wind beneath our wings. She has helped our plane get off the ground to get to cruising altitude. We're not there yet, but we're almost there. And you know, without the wind, without the air, a plane can't fly.
Right.
And that's what you've been to us. You've been the wind beneath our wings.
Well, I just love you two individually and together as a couple. You are so cute to me. I can't believe you are 70 and 77 years young because you look so vibrant. I love that you are only taking, I think you told me, just one prescription. You got rid of all your other medications through your business and you're just taking one prescription, which I think is fantastic because most people your age have them pill boxes where they got to put Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll see a client tomorrow, and I ask them for their formulary, boy, and they got this legal pad.
Exactly, right?
It is.
Well, and I love the name of your group because we have built your business, I won't say from the ground up because you did have a very successful business before we met, But from an online standpoint, we worked together to build your business, and we came up with a great name for your Facebook group, Best Health for Wealth. And I just love that. So if you want to share a little bit with our audience about what you do and your business, and then how you also remain so young and vibrant at the beautiful age that you are.
70 is a wonderful age for me, and I'm just so excited that I've made it here and able to move around and do the things. One of the things that William and I believe in is that there is nothing without help. And so we've been working using our knowledge and our products first on ourselves so that we can make sure that we're in good health. With our family, with my grandchildren, they said, Grandma, I took my vitamins today, I did this, and it's been wonderful. And with others on our team, because we already have a team that we're working with, everyone has the goal of maintaining their health. And anyone that we talk to, that's our first and primary purpose. Secondary is we want them to realize that from what they are learning and what they're doing, that they can build what we call a forever income. So with that, we're helping them to build their wealth so that they can live their legacy while they're here, and not just leave a legacy, but live a legacy.
You know, it's funny. We had our grandchildren living with us for a while. And I laugh at some parents when they say, well, my kids don't like this vegetable, they don't like that vegetable, but it's all in the mind.
Right.
And we taught our grandkids, I mean, they eat everything. I mean, this, you know, the kids like corn on the cob, but our grandkids love asparagus.
Oh, wow. I don't even eat asparagus.
I mean, and you know, so when they were living with us, we exposed them to as much as we could.
Yes.
You know, you never know you don't like something until you try it.
Right.
And so we experimented, and they eat things that most adults don't eat. Well, the same thing applies to health. You know, money can't buy everything. It helps. But, you know, if you're sick, you can have all the money in the world. They can only do so much.
Right.
And I would say doctors only make money on sick people. They don't make money on well people. So if we can help somebody change their lifestyle to become healthier, then they can do the things that they want to do.
And I love that. And as you mentioned, you've been definitely wildly successful in your business before we met each other. So it took you about 10 months, give or take, before you decided to really jump in and work with me. Can you tell me what finally made you decide to use Facebook ads in your business?
Well, we had started with some other folk before.
Yeah.
And they were okay. I mean, they did a lot of theoretical stuff. But what I really enjoy about Cecilia is that it's like, you know, you can go to college and take a business course, and you've got a professor who teaches business, whatever, but they never own the business.
Right.
They can give you the theory, but they've never written a paycheck. They've never had to deal with, you know, employment issues. They never had to deal with supply issues. They can tell you the theory. Cecilia not only can give you the theory, the ins and outs, the nuts and bolts, but like the song I said, the wind beneath your wing, she gets in and she lets you do, and then she helps you. You know, there's an art to teaching adults, and Cecilia knows that art. She's got it down to a fine art. And so she helps us as adults to learn what we need to do. And she doesn't just throw you a bone and say, okay, sink or swim. Okay, go ahead and try this, and then let's see what you do, and then we can go ahead and correct and whatever. And that's what I like. She guides you along, and she helps you from a practical standpoint.
And what caused us to pull the trigger and make that decision? Can you imagine a fish floundering, just floundering on the sea, can't do anything, just moving around? And it's like, okay, we need to make some changes. This is not working. What we're doing is not working. So I got an email and I told Bill, I said, I'm going to this class. And he said, what class? And I said, I'm going to what class with Cecilia? And he said, who is Cecilia?
Yeah, I'm skeptical. No, okay. How much it gonna cost? And what is she gonna do? And, you know, we've been down this trail before.
started the free class, and I kept telling him about things that we were learning, that I was learning going on. He said, "Oh, really?"
And I keep hearing this laugh in the background.
Yeah. Yes, that's me.
And so I said, "But just look at this." And he said, "Da, da, da." And you know how you go back and forth. But he was like, "Okay, I don't know. We just spent X number of dollars and this and that." I said, "I understand." I said, "But listen, let me tell you." And as a trainer myself, I outlined the things that you were doing. I said, even if I don't understand, she doesn't make me feel bad for not understanding.
Yes.
I said, and she doesn't teach to the highest person, nor does she teach to the lowest person. She teaches so that everyone can understand what she's explaining. And she says she doesn't have patience, but to me, she has the patience of Job, because when I'm trying to find something that she's showing me on the screen and she say to the left, I go to the right, and then she said to the left. So it has been great. So the workshop that I went to, the 3-day workshop, the one like you just finished, is what gave me an exposure to you. And then I knew that this is where I need to be. I knew that I had found home.
And Evora touched on something. Some people can teach to folk up here. Some people can teach to folks down here. What Cecilia does is find out where you are.
Yeah.
And she teaches on your level. So she may have 4 or 5 people, and they're in 5 or 6 or 4 or 5 different places, but that's wherever your level is, that's where she goes. And she brings you along. And that's great. It's been the wind beneath our wings.
We are so excited. We are going to continue with Cecilia and continue with Cecilia until we can get to where we want to be.
No.
We want to be able to propel forward with Facebook ads and develop a business on autopilot truly.
Yeah, we're gonna be like a bad habit, like a cold boy. Can't get rid of us.
I don't plan to. I just love you guys. You guys are so cute together, and the way you banter with each other, it just cracks me up. I love it. And you guys work so well together because you'll both be on the call. You'll both be in 2 different Zoom rooms, but you're both on the same call. And so you work very well together. And what you've been able to put together is nothing short of phenomenal. And you touched on it a little bit, but I want to go a little deeper, because when we met, you had a Facebook business page, but you hadn't done a lot with it. You dabbled with ads a little bit, but not too much. And you definitely didn't do anything with landing pages and funnels and anything like that. So can you tell us what the process was like to where now you've got a whole funnel built and working like a well-oiled machine?
Well, it's like, and I'll start, it's like I mentioned earlier, people have been teaching about funnels. But they were teaching up here, and you're down here, way down here in the basement, trying to understand, well, what are they talking about? And they're talking about landing pages, or they're talking about stories, and there was no connecting the dots. No connect, and you do the same thing, but you do it in a different fashion. You do it so that not only is it relevant, but the light always comes on. Aha, oh yeah, I see that. I know, oh, okay, that's how that works. Yeah. And so what you have done is taken the nuts and bolts and put it together. Now we got a fine Swiss watch, almost. We just got to put the bands on there.
But we know it's working.
Yeah, but we know the watch works. We just have to put the band on it. But seriously, what you have done is you've taken a lot of different pieces and you've given it to people who really had just a little bit of knowledge. And then, so you've gotten that and you've polished it. You've taken the coal and kind of rubbed it and make it a diamond. That's how I feel.
Okay. The way I feel is we had an outline of what we were supposed to be doing, but the outline was empty. There was nothing in there. So I did not know what to put where or where to start. Now we have several web pages, we have all those other things, but there's so much information. And so I appreciate the little saying that you have, is that If it's too much, then they're gonna get sidetracked by clicking on buttons.
Mhm.
The baby's gonna cry, the dog's gonna bark, and they're gonna leave off where they are. And I always tell myself with that. So we've been able to take a simplified approach.
Yeah.
That approach is to have a landing page that's specific to what we're offering. And I didn't know what a landing page was, but we've developed one with a page that connects to that to thank them for even coming to our landing page. And then we are sending them to, and my Facebook group is growing. Now, the steps 1, 2, 3, we would not have been able to do it without you, Cecilia.
Awesome.
So here's an analogy. What we got from other people was a picture frame. What we got from you was the picture in the frame.
Oh.
And so,
love that. I know. I love it. I love it. I love it.
yeah. So other folks have given us a general idea, the scope, but they really hadn't shown us how to paint the picture.
Right.
So, you know, and what you've done is say, okay, here's a brush. Now you may know what a brush is, and here are the colors, here are the pigments and so forth. All right, now, what's your idea? What do you want to put on this picture? All right, let's show you how to design your image, whatever it is that you want to do. Well, first of all, we got to narrow it down. You want steel, you want people, you want animals, whatever you want. And then, okay, all right, so let's see how we're going to draw this. Okay, that works well. Yeah. And so you've taken all of the little pieces and put it inside that frame. So now it's almost like painting by numbers.
Wow.
That's great. And I can paint by numbers, but I'm not an artist otherwise.
Right.
That I appreciate, Cecilia, is that when I look at the fact that I went back at 60 to get my master's, and how much money I paid for that really didn't do any good, but at least I got it, you know.
Right.
And now I'm looking at, I'm investing in my business. The most important part of what we do is self-development. Self-development. So when we look at things, is this going to benefit us? Yes, it is. Is there a price tag to it? Yes, it is. Is that price tag something that you can manage? Yes, it is. Because what you need to do is look at what the end results are going to be. You're gonna be online, you're gonna have your Facebook ads running, you're gonna be getting people coming in, the funnel is building, the funnel is working. Now, where's my degree? It's around here somewhere, but it's not giving me, it's not doing anything for me. So I want everyone who hears us and listen to my voice to understand that what you're doing is you're making an investment in yourself. That investment in yourself is for you to learn the right way to build your business online. And that is with Cecilia, with Facebook ads on autopilot.
I love it. Well, this is a great segue to share your results. We talked about it earlier. So with the training that I do, you know, we meet 3 days a week, Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. And so we met this morning. And I do that intentionally because the world of Facebook ads moves really fast, right? As you've seen since you started your ad. So this is a great segue for me to share my screen and show the audience the results from your very first Facebook ad. All right, so double check and make sure my screen is showing. All right, great.
It is showing.
So my screen is showing. So if you look at this screen from the audience perspective, you see we got CL at the top, CS in the middle, CM at the bottom. So that stands for copy. So when we test copy. So we're in the first round of testing for Evora and Williams' ad. We're testing their copy against a single image and a single headline. Well, when we met on Wednesday, we realized that the medium copy wasn't getting us very good results, right? We got 4 out of 13 people, which isn't too god awful. And we were paying $3 a lead, but we had other leads that were bringing in better results and they were coming in at a better cost. So we decided to let the short and the long ride through the weekend. And we're going to look at it again on Sunday. And we're going to see between those two, does the audience like the short copy or the long copy? But when you look at it overall, again, it's doing exceptionally well. And, you know, when you crunch the numbers, I'm just going to take the overall. Put them here and there. 22 divided by 69. That's a 31.9%. Industry standard is only 30%. So with their very first Facebook ad ever, they're already
ever.
industry standards with their progress. So the next step is we're going to test images and then we'll test headlines. And when it's all said and done, we'll have a winning ad that the audience chose, not that we chose. And so that brings up something else, because when you guys first started with me, you had a preconceived idea of what it is that you wanted to offer. And I lovingly moved you away from that. So can you talk about the process of how you came in with an idea and I was able to help you pivot?
Well, what we were looking at, I had one thought, William had another thought. We went back and forth, and then Cecilia says, okay, let's look at where we are and what would be more effective or more efficient to offer to the public. And so when we looked at it, because we also had to consider the cost of what we were doing, of what we were offering. And when we looked at that, and she said, now, which one would have a greater reach? And she was able to help us to get to where we both needed to be so that we were on the same page.
I love it. Well, and that's what I try to do, because everybody has their own thing that they want to offer. We've got a group of people now. We've got a life and health insurance person. We've got you guys with your health business. Joe has her own health business. Brian and Amy have their health business. We've got George, who is actually wanting to learn how to run ads for one of his clients. So we've got a great cross section of people in this business with me right now. So my job is to help you find that thing that is going to connect the best with your audience. And it looks like we're off to a great start. They're loving your vitamin checklist. So I want to give you the opportunity to share as much as you're comfortable with about your business. And I'm going to post the link to your Facebook business page, Best Health for Wealth, in case someone wants to get in touch with you.
Fantastic. What I am going to share with you is that each person is going to be on a health journey. We don't all start at the same place. So we will sit with them, whoever it is, and help them do an assessment to see where they are and what kind of steps they want to take. Do they want to walk? Do they want to run? Do they want to jog? Because it's different for each person as far as getting on that journey and staying on that journey. And the health journey is like a road. There are turns and curves, and then sometimes bridges are down. So we may have to back up and come back. So that's what I want people to know, is that we're going to walk them through that journey in a systematic way so that they can get to where they're trying to go. And that is to help so that they can do the things that they want to do.
Well, you guys, you see this 70 and 77-year-old couple look amazing. They are full of life. They travel. They do all kinds of wonderful things. So they must be doing something right, because we all striving to get there one day. And I am just so humbled and honored that you chose me to help you with your business with Facebook ads. So if you had to give any advice to someone listening today about whether or not to go with me to use Facebook ads or even to use Facebook ads in their business, what would you say?
Well, I would say it depends on the person and what they want to do. You can go to some other folk and get an overview and then end up paying somebody to do it for you. Or you can come to Cecilia and learn the nuts and bolts. Now, you still may end up getting somebody to do it for you, but this is so much fun. I mean, it's been, sometimes I used to have a whole head full of hair.
I know, 6 weeks ago, right?
Now Cecilia slowed that process down some, but what Cecilia does is really, she makes you, and Evora alluded to it, she makes you feel good about what you're doing. And when you get to that point where, because we agonize about the time limits and so forth, about getting that first ad done. But when we actually got it done, boy, it was like, whoa, man. And then we had our, okay, now how was it what's the results? Did we really make the wrong choice or whatever? But then we saw after the first day, man, we were kind of blown away when we saw, whoa, we're getting some traction here. And Cecilia knows what she's talking about. And, and then it kept building and building and building. And so, no, but truly, if you really want to understand what you're doing and how Facebook looks at things, or did you tell them what Facebook did because of you? What they made you?
No, I don't want to tell them either. But they made me.
We'll save that for our off-camera conversation.
But because of what we've learned from Cecilia, Facebook now recognizes us. And I mean, they've started reaching out to us, and it's because of what we've learned by doing what you've asked us to do. Mm-hmm. And the other thing that I really like and why it's important is, the patience that you demonstrate. And the group sessions are really good because, one, you see that you're not in that boat by yourself. Mm-hmm. So you learn from other people. And then the fact that you are hands-on. Mm-hmm. You're hands-on, and that you can take us, okay, yeah, this is where you are, this is where you need to go, and let's show you how to get there. You help us. You don't tell us, you help us.
Yes.
And so let's look at the question. Here's what typically, if I'm working with a client, I will ask them to do. When we're trying to make a decision, there's so many things around us that's pulling for our attention. So the first thing I ask them to do is, let's just close our eyes for a minute. Mm-hmm. Now envision where you want to go. How are you going to get to where you're trying to go? What steps are you going to take? Okay, now open your eyes. Do you clearly see those steps? Depending on what they tell me. But right now, I'm going to tell your listening audience that if they see those steps, or if they don't see those steps, that they need to get in with the times. And the times is that social media is where we need to be. We need to be on Facebook, okay? Now, if we old people can tell you that, if we can tell you that that's where you need to be, then you know that that's where you need to be. That's the first thing. Yes, you need to be doing Facebook ads. If people are going to say this and that, but this is what you need to do because it works. The second thing is, who do you want with you as a partner? For those of you who served us in the military, if you were in a, what's that hole called? If you were in a foxhole, who do you want to have your back? That's the question you need to ask yourself. Okay. And there are a whole lot of people who are banging and saying, I can do this, I can do this. You want someone that's tried and true in that foxhole with you to have your back. And that's Cecilia.
All right. Now, let me give you an example. Now, our business is pretty much worldwide, primarily United States, Canada, Great Britain, Japan, and so forth. So we were touching bases with people all over the world, pretty much before Cecilia, but we were just touching bases with them. Now with Facebook, we can focus on our market. We can narrow it down to the group that we really want to focus, because everybody's not your customer, everybody's not your client.
Yep.
And so you've helped us to refocus where we want to go. But using Facebook with your help has allowed us to not only touch the places where we want to be, but to be specific with the people where they are.
Yeah.
So you've helped us to move from, okay, this area right here. Oh, okay. So we broaden our base, basically. Broaden our base by narrowing our base, if that makes sense.
It makes perfectly good sense. Yes.
And so the term that Cecilia calls that is we were able to zero in spot on with our target market. And if you see me doing this is shaking hands and shouting in sign language. It's like, yay!
Well, and that's the other thing I love about what you do as well, is that you do sign and you do teach people sign language. And I've been seeing your stories come up in my reels where you're doing different terms and things with sign language. So I think it's awesome that you guys are still dipping and doing it, as Wendy Williams would say, and you're still viable in the community. And I love that you are using Facebook ads, and it always warms my heart when I see my clients having success, because up until the point to where you actually run your ad, it's all theory, right? But once you run the ad and you hit publish and then you start getting the results, then that's when we can actually have a celebration. So I love celebrating with you guys. We are 1 week in, with many more weeks to go. You locked me down until March of next year, and until May of next year. So I'm so excited about what we're going to do with your business going forward. And just as a leader in your network marketing business, this makes you so much more valuable when you're able to give your team a way to build their business aside from what's being traditionally taught in this industry, which is awesome.
Yeah, it is. And the beauty of all of this is that we know what our next step is.
Right.
That stepping stone that we're doing. We already know what the next step is. We know what we need to be working on. And so there's no wondering or worrying or saying, okay, now what I need to do next. No, we already know. And I like that. I like that.
Well, I just love you guys. Again, you are so cute together. I love working with you. I'm excited about what we've already done, and I'm looking forward to what we're going to do in the future. Thank you both for your time this afternoon. I really appreciate it. If you are watching live or replay and you want to reach out to William and Evora to find out more about what they do and how they can help you create the best health for wealth, I have put the link to their Facebook page as the top comment to this video. So just go to their page, Best Health for Wealth, and their contact information is there on how you can reach out to them. If you are taking a vitamin supplement, are you drinking your vitamins or are you taking pills? They've got a great report on what you need to look for in your vitamin to make sure that you are getting all the nutrients from your vitamin. So if you want to get a copy of that, just reach out to that page. They got a great checklist on what to look for with your vitamins. And again, you guys are just wonderful together. I'm again humbled and honored that you chose me. Out of all the Facebook people out there, you picked me. I don't take it lightly, and I'm really excited about what we're going to do in the future.
And Cecilia, we are appreciative of you. We thank you because we know we would not be standing or sitting or even moving forward without you. So thank you for everything that you've done and the things that you will continue to do.
Yes.
Well, thank you everyone for watching. I so appreciate your time again today. I appreciate everything that you do to help our team grow and build in this business of Facebook ads, because Facebook ads is a business.
Truly is.
All righty. Well, thank you everyone watching. Again, if you are watching live, thank you for being here. If you're catching the replay, give a hashtag replay. And once again, if you want to reach out to William and Evora, they are the we in me. Go ahead and click the link in the top comment to connect with them through Facebook. Thank you again, everyone. Have a great day.
Bye.